If you live in Ireland and you think you live in a free and equal society, boy, have I got some news for you. Well, you may remember a few months ago there was a bit of a fracas over some of the top stars in our esteemed national broadcaster RTE when they were photographed at a party, a staff do for a colleague who was retiring. I believe that was the context. And they were photographed with no masks, no social distancing, all of that good stuff that we used to do back in the pre-Couve days. The problem was we were in lockdown. The rest of us were basically cowering in our garden sheds or under our beds or in a wardrobe. So this didn't go down well, as you can imagine, when this all came to light. So you may remember the headlines from various newspapers. This one is the Mirror. This was in November 2020. 3 separate probes launched into RTE leaving party as stars apologise. And apologise they did profusely. The gathering took place to mark the retirement of receptionist Phil Collins. No, not that Phil Collins, who was leaving after 40 years. Look, I get it. You should mark this stuff, you know. It's a big thing and it's nice. But we were not living in normal times here. We were not at all living in normal times. So niceness didn't really come into it. So this is the context here, and you can see that, there we go. There's some of our best and brightest. Miriam O'Callaghan there. Is that David McCulloch, is it? I think it is. Reads the news. And I assume that's the Phil Collins. As you can see, not the other Phil Collins. Not saying she can't knock out a tune. Maybe she can. So there you go. So this was the kerfuffle. This was the consternation was palpable from people who were being told by, you know, the powers that be, don't you dare break the regulations, break the lockdown, break the distance limit from your house, whatever it was at the time, 2 kilometres, 5 kilometres, I forget what it was at the time, but we were pretty hampered in what we could do, as in we could do nothing. So let's just recap ourselves here for a second. The Mirror, who wrote this? Who we got here? Killian O'Brien, good man Killian. 3 probes are now underway into the attendance by RTE stars at a staff party leaving do, as Miriam O'Callaghan became the latest. Miriam O'Callaghan's, she's part of the furniture there, she's been there for like a long time. Became the latest to issue an apology live on air. They were apologising like Billio. The primetime host was, quote, deeply sorry at the start of her show on Sunday. Brian Dobson and news presenter David McCulloch, that's the guy we had there, and Eileen Dunn all posed for pictures at the gathering on November 12, where social distancing was ignored and masks were not worn. Miriam O'Callaghan told listeners on RTE Radio on Sunday, with Miriam, it is, quote, completely her own fault. Well, that we knew. She said, I'm acutely aware that as someone in the public eye, it's so important to lead by example. Then she didn't lead by example. Quote, by posing in this photograph in the way I did, I seriously failed to do that. And in that moment, I know I let everyone down. And for that, I will be forever sorry. I'd say she was sorry for about 5 minutes. The gathering took place to mark the retirement. We got that. It was reported TDs on the Dáil's Culture Committee are to investigate what happened. Oh, God, that sounds like things are going to happen here. Gardaí are also probing if the event was organised, and RTE said it's holding an internal health and safety review. So, whoa.
Are you serious?
No. A Garda spokesman said, An Garda Siochana is carrying out inquiries focused on the organisers into an alleged event as described, and the advice of the DPP, Director of Public Prosecutions, will be sought in respect of any further actions to be taken. Quote, personal responsibility in attendance, social distancing, wearing of masks other than on public transport and commercial premises, and other such public health guidelines are not penal regulations. There's David McCulloch there. So, basically they were just completely flouting the same, the very rules and regulations that we were all living under in fear of our lives. And it was a tense time. The guards were everywhere. You couldn't leave your house without getting stopped on the road. They were asking, where were you going? What did you have for breakfast? Who do you know? Who do they know? This was real helter-skelter stuff. So 3 probes started. This is, we're taking this very, very seriously. Very, very seriously. No fear or favour will be shown. Wait a minute, what's this? RTE stars in the clear after infamous retirement party during level 5 lockdown by Sandra Mallon in MSN News. 3 inquiries. How can it be? Let's read on. RTE are in the clear over a retirement party that took place last year under level 5 restrictions, Gardaí have confirmed. Last November, the national broadcaster was at the centre of controversy after images emerged of some of its top talent posing for photographs with retiring staff member Phil Collins. Not that Phil Collins. At a gathering at HQ. The images caused public outrage as the nation remained under tight restrictions, with people being asked to stay at home. It was then not illegal to attend non-essential events, but it was to organise one. It emerged last night staff at RTE, including Brian Dobson, Blonedney Coffey, David McCulloch and Miriam O'Callaghan, will officially not face any charges for the gathering. A spokesman for An Garda Siochana said, quote, an investigation file was sent to the Director of Public Prosecutions, who has since directed that no prosecution in the matter. An Garda Siochana will not be making any further comment. No further comment, I think, is needed there. It is understood Gardaí believe no event took place that day.
Please, Pittsburgh! Nothing to see here, please!
Unlike the controversial Golfgate, that was another tulip, which saw more than 80 high-profile people attending a Golf Society event in Clifton, County Galway. That was another rules for thee, but not for me situation. So, seriously, did you really think that was going to go anywhere? Did you really think anybody was going to face any sanctions for that? Did you really think the Gardaí were going to do anything? Because if you did, I've got a bridge I'd like to sell you. So let's see what the reaction to some of this was from the local populace. Oh, the Twitter sphere. What has the Twitter sphere got for us on this one? Kassan has a tweet up in relation to, you can see the story there quoted. Gardaí confirmed no action to be taken against RTE stars for their attendance at the infamous retirement party in Montrose. Reason? The party was, quote, spontaneous and not organised. Close quote. Those balloons, the champagne, the cake, the drinks, reception and finger food all magically appeared. Yes, spontaneously, as it were. So there you have it. Did anybody really think it was going to go anywhere? I mean, no, it was never going to go anywhere. This is theatre. This is just performance art. It's like when Leo Varadkar, the then Taoiseach, the top position, the top political position in the country, the Prime Minister, was leaking sensitive public documents to his mates. Nothing's going to happen. That's run into the sand too. These things just run into the dirt. They go nowhere. It's just performance art. This whole three inquiries, 3 probes. Who buys this anymore? Does anybody buy this anymore? Is anybody drinking this Kool-Aid anymore? If you are in certain sections of Irish society, you're pretty much untouchable unless you go out in the middle of O'Connell Street on a busy day and gun down a load of people. You're good to go. It's all gravy. Whereas if you're, I don't know, sitting at home in your front room and there's a knock on the door, it's a TV licence inspector and you don't have a licence for your TV, or as I like to term it, I'm just an undocumented TV watcher. See what I did there? So, you'll be done. They'll just send you a bill in the post and that's the end of that. And if you don't pay it, they'll haul you up before court and then they'll throw you in the clink eventually. So, no, I'm not saying we're living in North Korea here. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I wouldn't want to live there. But if you think that the law is distributed equally and we're all in this together and we're all equal under the sun, we're all citizens of this grand republic and egalite and fraternité and all that stuff the French do, no, just no. Doesn't work that way. So there you go. RTE stars will face no sanction, and everybody move along. Nothing to see here.